Rutank playing his Force Commander against Metakelos, a name I've not heard for a very long time. Certainly not in a cast, that's for sure. Yeah, he's going to be rocking the War Boss. Is this like a level 1 War Boss? Like a not level 60? I feel like it doesn't look right. There's something off about this War Boss. I don't know. Anyway. I feel like I should just showcase a little bit more Orc. It seems they've been neglected for a very long time. We've not really been hearing too much about them. But they're still here, are the Orcs. They're always still here. You can't get rid of the fuckers. Well, not easily. Generally, it requires a lot of fire. So, catches the scouts out pretty nicely up here on the top. Going to secure all the top. But not able to secure the bottom thanks to the Force Commander. Good play by Meta though. He doesn't hang around, doesn't let the Force Commander proc his melee charge and start hitting these guys with pistol shots. Just immediately moves them forward and is now denying these scouts from being able to cap as well. So he's currently tying up 2 units and stopping them cap. Honestly, from Rutank, I was just going to say, this is poor play. Okay, that's poor play. The scouts should never be getting caught by sluggers that are just walking forward like that. It was too greedy to get shots off. And he goes for a fast shotgun as well. Yeah, that's not good. And then the Force Commander should have been capping that ages ago. Now, unfortunately, Metakelos is making a bit of a mistake as well. He shouldn't really be engaging in a firefight with default shooters when his War Boss is so nearby against tax. He should have pulled back, maybe took this green cover here, and then waited for the War Boss to come down and type those tax. Sluggers now rotated all the way to the top. That's quite hilarious. The idea that they went all the way down here and across like this and back. Well, here are these shotguns, but not sure what kind of value they're going to be able to generate. Probably would have been a good idea to cap the point with the sluggers and let the shooters still contribute, but then again it's only 3 out of 5 shooters with no big shooters, so it's not going to be super effective. But so far I like what Meta's doing. He's going for the fast Storm Boys. It's good. Rutank's tier 1.5 units are going to be delayed given his purchase of the scout shotguns here. Eventually forces off the War Boss. Shoot Boy's now going to retreat. They realise, oh shit, there's only 3 of us. We should get some more lads. We're literally outnumbered by Space Marines right now. Not really where you want to be as an orc. Gonna gib one of the Slugger Boys there with the shotguns. And they're going to pull back to their Storm Boy buddies. Problem here is the Force Commander's present and there's no range DPS. You've just got 1 squad of default shooters. Not really ideal. So Force Commander activates his battle cry. I don't know why these Storm Boys are fighting him. Oh my god, what's Metakelos doing? Don't run into the Battlecry Force Commander, ignore him. His ability to hit your melee with specials is not very good if you're moving. So that's what you should be doing, you should be moving and tying up the tax immediately. Really jumping on the tax would have been quite smart. Sluggers can go for the scouts, Storm Boys can shred the tax because they're power melee. Would have been a good situation. But yeah, just everyone attack the Force Commander, not a good idea. And that's a lot of bleed from Meta. A lot of really, really, really unnecessary bleed. Kind of shocking he did that given how well he was playing up until that point. But I guess it's going to be one of those games. So that's a bit better, you know, he's running the sluggers in to tie up the tax, but unfortunately they're not supported and they don't have any burners, so they've not got the HP boost. Really needed the Storm Boys to be jumping in a lot sooner. Tax need to get out of here. No, they drop a model. Is that to shooters as well? That's quite unlucky, but if they didn't drop the model to the shooters, I'm sure the Storm Boys would have picked up the model there and retreat. Oh! He also lost scouts up top.
We are losing a requisition point.
Yikes. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good for a Rutank. Fortunately, they were just the capping scouts. They didn't have shotguns, so it's not like a huge loss. 210 requisition. Gonna go for an assault squad. Okay. Interesting.
Our fortifications are under assault.
ASM are hard to pass. You obviously wouldn't go for Devastators when you're fighting Storm Boys, but I mean, all the counters that are needed for the Assault Squad are basically already present. Wow! Oh my god, the bait! The grenade! Wow. He just totally did not need to retreat that early. But Metakelos got really scared and did, and actually retreated on top of the grenade. It's quite funny. Wipes the squad. Jeez. Yeah, this is going to be a game of throws, I already can tell. So 4 model Storm Boys don't really want to be fighting the ASM, they need all their models. I think they beat them if they got all their models. And the ASM might get the jump on them to get the free hits after the knockback. Then Storm Boys should win quite easily because they do way more DPS. Especially given its power melee. Feels like I've not really seen the Warboss in combat much here, which is not great. It's awkward for the Orcs. You want the Sluggers in combat, but you also need your Warboss in combat, so then it makes you think, what do you cap with? Honestly, just send a basic shooter to cap. It's probably better against Marines. You need all the melee you can get, but this is a good play by Meta. He's flanking with Burner Sluggers onto the Gen farm very sneakily. Now, even with Hard Boys here on the Storm Boys, it's not really good enough. Again, he probably shouldn't be fighting the ASM, he probably should be fighting tax. With use your choppers, then he'd proc specials on the tax repeatedly. So a bit weird on his target prioritization here, Meta. And now I'm a bit worried for the Sluggers, they should retreat instantly because we might have another retreat grenade. Oh god. They're losing a lot of HP. They're going for the use your choppers. Alright, fine. Warboss then ties up the scouts, and then the Sluggers go for the scouts. They retreated. Rutank fucked it though. Did he? Oh, this might be a good grenade. No, a little bit too early. It was a nice attempt. While Attack's doing crazy damage in retreat, actually. These Sluggers are very low on HP. They're going to get out though. Attacks are missing too much. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Gonna offset a lot of his pressure. Looks like Metakelos is just gonna replace his lost generators. Only lost 1 gen. What? That seems odd. How did he only lose 1 gen? Bizarre. Well, Rutank gets to tier 2 first, but Metakelos not tremendously far behind. What's the choice for Rutank? Against the Warboss, I feel like I'd always go Razorback, even on a map like this, which is pretty good for AV, because it's so open, and you kind of have to just horizontally drive towards your enemy most of the time with your vehicle, so it's quite easy to get in good positions with beamy Ludos. Even then, the Warboss is not good against transports. I would definitely be getting the Razorback.
Show me what passes.
So Sarge on the Tactical Marines, I wonder if that's going to be turned into a Stern Guard. Probably not, I wouldn't do that. They're level 3. That's kind of amazing. There's going to be the Razorback. Probably time to get some war gear on the FC and then call in another attack squad and make them Stern Guard.
Equipping Power Fist.
This is not a good spot for Metakelos. He's going to need a Weird Boy to be able to control these kind of heavy infantry marine squads as they're leveling up, but at the same time the Weird Boy is not really proper AV, so then he also needs a beamy looter to have any real hope of taking out the Razorback. But then one source of AV at high level, I don't know if we're calling this high level, I guess not, but generally high level, one source of AV is not really sufficient to kill a Razorback. And I'm not counting, I mean one source of ranged AV, I'm not counting the Stormboy Nobbers AV here, or even really the Power Claw Warboss. Yeah, that, you know, those things The Stormboy Nob will get maybe 2 swings off against the Razorback before the Razorbacks drove off, and the Warboss should never catch it.
The enemy is capturing one of our
Now the Weird Boy can do good damage if he does land the hits, but that's tricky against a moving target. We'll have to see. See, there you go, it gets 1 heavy melee headbutt, and I mean it does good damage. This is a Razorback that doesn't have its upgrade. There was a rear armor hit from the Weird Boy. I think one more will actually take out the Razorback. Probably should get its upgrade. Force Commander should probably be going after the Weird Boy right now. Kinda messed up by not using Battlecry there to dodge the special attack. There's an optimistic zap from the Weird Boy too. But Rutank walks his scouts right into it, okay. Random sync kill from the Force Commander there, I don't know what triggered that. And yeah, it's gonna be Tank Busters. That's okay, I mean, it'll be hard to keep the Tank Busters not from being tied up. You see, at least the Beam and Looter, they're longer range.
ready plasma guns.
I think Beam and Looters must be 65 range like Las Cannons, and then Tank Busters are what, 44? So quite easy for the Tank Busters to get tied up. I think the Force Commander would benefit a lot now from going full tanky mode, getting Iron Halo and Artificer. Then he can keep them tied up for a very long time. So they make their presence known to the Tank Busters, firing off 1 barrage into the Razorback there. Second barrage going into the ASM accidentally, but we do see the Warpath being used, a very powerful ability here. Once again, okay, there we go. I was going to say, Stormboys and Sluggers focusing on the ASM, something needs to tie up these tacks, but indeed they do. The Sluggers go to deal with the plasma attacks. I don't know why the tacks have got a plasma gun, but they do. That's really weird use of resources. And the Razorback is felled anyway, so I don't know about this engagement here with the Yuchi Choppers active. Oh, he's baiting him out into a grenade. Fucking hell, that was risky. And he's going to kill the Stormboys with the Force Commander. Ooh, one of them jumps away. Ooh. I'm guessing because of the knockback from his own grenade, I will say. From his own grenade. He couldn't retreat there because of the knockback bug. That was well-deserved, Rutank. The way you went for that nade spike against the melee. Fuck, I hate nade spikes, man. They're becoming more vexing to watch every time I see them. Retreat grenades require skill and have clear, macro-based counterplay. Nade spiking doesn't. The counterplay is purely superior micro. That's fucking lame. The issue isn't using abilities, the issue is knockback. If you want to... If you put in the retreat command just as the unit is getting knocked back, which often is because they've just been hit by an ability, but in that case, they got knocked back because they got hit by a grenade. If they're in mid-air, they're not going to listen to your command. You've got to let them settle on the ground and then hit the knockback, the retreat. But yeah, that was well deserved. That was such a risky play. It was beautifully done actually by Meta to jump the Stormboys out to the bottom left like he did and evade. You know, not like panic retreating them, because then he would have just been killed by the Force Commander and retreat. And then capping down here. They're still in play. Going around with only 4 models right now though. Seems a bit strange. I guess it's fine. You can tie up the attacks with 4 models. Do pretty good against them. Yeah, they're getting the knob down as well. That knob's pretty damn valuable. I wonder if it's worth getting a late game custom shooter to stun this FC. Help focus him down. Both players are going to be going tier 3 anyway. Rutank going for tier 3 scouts. I wonder wonder what he's waiting for. He's got the resources to go for Terminators if he wanted them. It's clearly not. Terminators wouldn't be a good choice anyway. I mean, you could go Lightning Claw Terminators and absolutely dominate the Orc melee, but you wouldn't have a counter to loot a tank though. I think that would be fine though, actually. Lightning Claw Termies. I guess the problem is that Rutank now has lost all of his gens. Lightning Claws are very expensive on power. And then you need like Devastators afterwards as well to deal with a tank. He's gonna go for a Predator tank. Alright. Replace 2 of his gens as well. Alright, yeah, that's fair. There's only 1 tank buster. That shouldn't be able to do much against a Predator tank.
Generator operational.
It's bad enough with tank busters when you're trying to take out a transport that the transports often bleed your tank buster models, and then that cuts your DPS and your tank busters so tremendously, but yeah, with a tank that's going to be even more so the case. It's quite ironic really, isn't it? Tank busters and they get wrecked by tanks. But you know, there's ways around it. You're using your warpath to help the tank busters actually catch the tank, making sure that the war boss leads any attacks, so the tank wastes its shell on the war boss rather than hitting the tank busters. And then he's going to go for Commandos, Metakelos. He's not seen the tank yet though. Commandos will be fine. Yeah. Obviously they get their rocket launcher equipped Nob leader, who's equivalent to roughly 3 tank buster boys. Ooh, staying in play with the tank busters here is so brave. Yeah, he's going to lose them to the ASM. Wow, ASM need to jump the heck out. User choppers here being used on what? The sluggers? And they wipe the ASM! Oh, wow. The warp vomit completely missed. Not really necessary to use that, but there you go. Force Commander's putting in some work. These boys need to just retreat out of there. What the hell is he doing? He needs to stop meleeing the Force Commander, bleeding like crazy. Feeding that Force Commander, you just heard it there. Force Commander has reached level 5. Nice rear armor hit from the Commandos though. They're going to announce their presence. I'm still really confused why these tanks have got a plasma gun, but okay. I think the sheer DPH increase on a plasma gun compared to a bolter means that it's still, even doing 50% damage, it's doing more damage than a bolter to light infantry, but it's only negligible. What is it, like 33 DPS from a plasma gun? 15-ish DPS on a bolter? So it would be marginally more DPS, but I mean, we're talking marginal. I wouldn't be paying 30 power for that. Lost like 3 teams to retreat. Yeah, again, it's the knockback bug. The Stormboys, no, it wasn't the Stormboys, it was the Sluggers, had used your chopper, which gives them 20 extra melee skill. So that takes them from 60 on the boys to 80, so even the boys can special the ASM, and then the Nob gets 90. So he's going to be doing a lot of specials. And if they proc a special and they knock you over, at that moment when they knock you over, you're not going to be able to retreat. So I don't know. You shouldn't be taking melee fights for any sustained period of time against a Yuji Chopper Orc squad anyway, unless you have external sources of knockback. You know, you've got Shotgun Blast, you've got the Merciless Strike, you've got other ASM to jump in, you've got Emperor's Fist and the Dreadnought, you've got Battlecry specials from the FC, you've got Force Barrier from the Librarian. You've got a lot of options, evidently, for knockback to support those ASM, but Rutank wasn't using any in that case, and yeah, you will get knocked over a lot and you will struggle to retreat out of that fight. You're fighting the best Orc hero for melee, like, it's a serious business. But the Power Fist really putting in its work here. Look at the freaking bleed he's inflicting. Just slaying that Nob. It's really good on retreat, this weapon. Because the DPS on the Power Fist is actually higher than the Thunderhammer. Never mind the DPH. The DPH is colossal on the Power Fist. The value of the Thunderhammer, of course, is the special attacks being 360. And a lot more versatile in that regard, but yeah. This Power Fist, it is putting in work. Rutank not purchasing anything else? What's he going for? Is he really going for a Land Raider Redeemer? Surely not. Just get some Terminators. at this point. Get some melee Terminators and give them lightning claws and just rip the orcs to pieces. And then if he gets a tank, you just get a last kind of dev. Shit, you could even swap the plasma gun attacks into missile attacks. Ah, here we go, Assault Terminators. So they start off with their Thunder Hammer loadouts with the Storm Shields giving them extra HP. They're going to go straight onto the Weird Boy, proc his special straight away, yeet him over. A lot of damage coming out here from the Force Commander. No Iron Halo would be nice on this guy. They'd make him so freaking tanky. He's got 175 energy. And looks like the Weird Boy was taken out there by the Terminators. Commando's staying in play for a very long time, but they're getting shot by the level 4 Tactical Space Marines down there. Warboss still doesn't have the Power Claw. Oh yeah, Meta's screwed here. He's bleeding like crazy. Can't deal with this tank. Like I said, you can't just rely on one squad of ranged AV to kill a tank. And I'd prefer looters over all the busters and stuff. Yeah, he's going to throw in the towel. Yeah, there's nothing he can do. He can't deal with these Terminators. They just pick up lightning claws and they can solo the entire army of Metakelos. You know, you have options. You can swap to the big stomp to stun them and then get damage in with your melee, but at the same time, while you do that, the Force Commander can appear right next to you and start battle cry knockbacking. And then the whole time you're not killing the Predator, so it's a really rough situation for him. But nice to see Orcs, nice to see Meta playing again, and nice to see the Nace biting Rutank in the ass and making him lose his scout squads. Hope you did enjoy that one, folks. That's gonna be all for you, boy Torpid. This time I am signing out.